Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the worst year of my life. Now, I'm not exaggerating by any means what I say in this video. This genuinely was like one of the worst times of my life, and I don't want to sugarcoat anything because this was really bad. What happened to me, I got bullied. Basically, it wasn't like your standard, average bully stuff. This is genuinely stuff that, it made me want to go home and cry every day. But basically, let's kind of get into it, as the story is kind of long and I don't want to draw it out more than I need to. So basically, in 2020, the pandemic hit and, everybody was forced to be locked down. I didn't have to do online schooling, thank God. And I joined a new school. It was called, fake name, I'll just call it school. You know what, frick it, I'm not even gonna say make up a fake name for it. I'm just gonna call it school. So basically joined this new school, and did he get those diamonds? Okay, he got the diamonds. Basically, I joined a new school, and it was 2020, so I didn't have to wear a mask, thankfully. But anyways, I joined this new school, and things are going fine. So instead of going 5 days a week, having homework and everything, I would go to the school 2 days a week, and then the other 3 days, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I would have schoolwork to complete on those days. But on Monday and Wednesday, I would go to the school and stay there because my parents didn't trust me to stay home alone. Now they obviously do. It's not just because of the story, it's just because I'm a lot older than I was. I was like 12 at the time. But basically, I had to go to the school every Monday and Wednesday for the entire year, and this is kind of where it all transpired. So basically, there were these two girls that were in the back room. It's what we called it. It was a classroom in the back of the school. Just it's not the cane pick. Anyways, so we would hang out in the back room to do homework, and since I'm such a freaking a sweat at school, still am, just not as crazy about it because I had a lot of other reasons to quit sweating school as much as I did. But basically, I would do all my homework the day before because I had 2 hours after all my classes to get homework done, and I would just sit there the entire day doing nothing. I basically was sitting there. It was like an 8-hour-ish long study hall. I just did nothing. The days I didn't have to study for any tests, I just sat there, I played on my phone, I basically, just living the ultimate life, kind of. But, obviously, I wouldn't be making this video if everything was all sunshine and rainbows and I just played on my phone the entire year. So, to start with, there was this girl, the first girl, I'll call her Girl 1, because we're classifying people here. She was very crazy. In fact, she has, I'm pretty sure, I don't want to, be mean or anything and say that she's psychotic, but she's got some stuff going on in her life. I'm not gonna say what it is, obviously, because I'm nice, but she's just got some stuff going on in her life, just a little bit more than the average Joe, and it's okay. We all have those people that have that going on in their life. But what happened is she kind of started to bully me. Now, I'm pretty sure she liked me at first, which is why she was doing this. Now, obviously, this is 7th grade. I didn't like anybody back at that time. But basically, she started to say a lot of, weird things to me. She started to make a bunch of sex jokes and just a bunch of edgy jokes. Talked about murder a lot. Average teenager stuff. And it didn't freak me out at first. It was just a little, how do I say this, off-putting, because I never really talked about murder or anything before. I just, before I came to this school, I, didn't really talk about all that stuff that much because it wasn't something I kept in my headspace. It was just something, I knew that murder's a real thing, obviously, but I didn't really, want to think about it all the time. This girl was obsessed with it. She was, obsessed with the idea of death and just everything about it, which kind of put me off a little bit. It wasn't like I was scared or anything, like she was gonna kill me. It just was, when he gets around somebody that likes to talk about, death and dying and murdering people, it's just a little scary. And she also bullied me a lot, too. It wasn't, bad bullying per se. It just was mentally draining, kind of bullying. For example, she would some days just come in and just insult me a lot, and I don't know whether it was because she liked me or she hated me. I don't freaking know. But basically, she would come in every day, throw an insult or two here and there. I need to hurry because You just absolutely got played there. Wait, okay. All right, I'm voiding. I'm so freaking voiding right now because I am about to lose my bed. But anyways, basically she would come in, she'd insult me, she actually kicked me in the nuts one day. L moment for me. That was a big L, big L. Anyways, but that's not the biggest bulk of my problem. She definitely was mentally draining on me, but the person that would cause me the most amount of like worrisome and actual what made this year terrible is Girl 2. Now, Girl 2 is a different breed than Girl 1. She is way more edgy. She's a lot more blunt and brutal in a way. She was definitely just going through it. And at first, me and Girl 2 were, you know, we were chill, you know, everything was fine, you know, we were chill and at peace with each other, but something just happened in like December of that year. So for the first part of the year, she was in the class and we were fine. Then she got pulled out because she had bad grades, you know, typical teenager stuff. But then at the start of that year, things just got a little bit different. You know, she was becoming more edgy, more rash, and it was all directed towards me. And I was like, whoa, what the heck have I done? Like, have I pissed you off or something? Like, come, if you have a problem with me, like, this goes for everybody. If you have a problem with me, just come talk to me about it. I may be a little pissed at first if it's something, like, stupid, but, I mean, if it's a serious problem, like what she was, like, throwing at me, I mean, I'm willing to sit down and talk about it, you know, because I don't want to leave things hanging. I'm just not that type of person. But anyways, she's just, like, super rash towards me, and then it just starts really taking a toll on me. In like January of 2021, my kind of mental health per se, my parents actually don't believe in mental health, that's kind of sad, but basically my like mental health started to like dive off a cliff per se. It was just not I wasn't in the correct headspace. You have a diamond sword, so I am extremely dead, but basically I just wasn't like, you know, my happy self anymore. I became a lot more negative. I became a lot more rash myself. You know, they say whoever you hang around, you'll kind of mimic per se. And I was definitely taking a lot from this girl. And it was honestly, it was wearing on me. There were some days I would literally come home and cry after school because I was just like so mentally drained and so out of it at that point. It's just like, I felt like I was at a wall. I couldn't do anything. This girl would literally tell me that, you know, she would kill me and bury me where no one could find me, chop me up into like little pieces and, you know, bury me. And this is not the first time I've actually been threatened at school. It's actually like the second or third time I've been threatened. But basically, she just went about it in such a way that it was just like mentally draining on me, because at that time I thought everybody who made threats were like a real, like, actual... I'm sorry, but... Oh. Wait. Oh, that's game. Alright, let's go. But basically, back to this girl. She would tell me the worst things. She would literally, you know, tell me she wanted to kill me, that she would work for the FBI to try and hunt me down. You know, it was her joking, apparently. But, like... it really wore on me. I was thinking that I was fearing for my life at that point, basically. Like, I wasn't scared, per se. It was just like... it wasn't helpful. And the other girl was bullying me at the same time, so it was like a 2-on-1 in a way. And it was honestly, it was very sad. And I'm not gonna bore you with, oh, my mental health got worse. It got worse, but that's not the point. So we're gonna get to April of that year, which is the snapping point, per se. At this point, I am on, like, the mental breaking point. It's just like, I've had it, I'm done. This is just getting to the point where it's becoming too much. And this guy's also gonna be a pain. Oh, wonderful. Oh, joyous. Bro, please stop. No! So basically, I am just done with her at this point. I vent at the wall sometimes about this woman, or girl technically, and it's just like my mind, I'm ready to explode. I'm like that 1930s comic book mad. So basically, I tell girl 1 because I confided in her a lot too, despite her bullying me and using that stuff against me. I didn't know that until after the whole fact, but oh, come on. But basically at that point, you know, I just let it go. I let everything go. And this is why, if you ever knew me in real life, you would understand now why I check before I talk about people. Because this girl was standing right behind me the whole time. I crap you not. She stood there the whole time. And I literally, if I could have, I would have laid a turd in my pants, because I was like, oh my god, I have messed up in 15 million ways at this point. I am freaking out, because at this point, I'm like, she has heard it all. I am so fricked like I am in game. But basically, I am like sweating bullets, because I'm like, she's heard everything. I'm so screwed. And she basically tells the girl one's mom, because she works at the school, to which she pulls us all three away to a classroom and says, you need to apologize for what you said to this girl. And I'm like, what? Apologize? I'm sorry. I am not apologizing for this girl literally bullying me. You know, I'm not doing that. So I'm not taking it, because I'm also not gonna take this fight either. You can build up and do whatever you want, but I'm not gonna take you, bro. So at this point, I'm just like, okay, I'm so done. So I apologize to her, and you know, I do kind of mean it. To this day, I kind of mean it still, but it's not like the, oh yeah, this is authoritative, I'm sorry. It's like a, I'm sorry, but not really, you know, you've been bullying me. So at this point, I am like pissed, and I go and tell my dad, and she's like, what the? She's been telling you all this and death threats and the insults and both these girls. It's just, he is pissed. He's more livid than me at this point. So I was making sure this guy wasn't following me. But basically, he's like super mad, because he's like, my son's been getting bullied, and he's, you know, he's not told us about this. So he goes obviously to the principal and is like, hey, you need to, you know, these two girls, girl 1 and girl 2, you need to have a talk with them, because they've been bullying my son for the past God knows how long. So we all get sent to the principal's office, and we get sat down to, you know, talk with the principal, obviously. And she actually, beforehand, we had a little conversation me and my mom did with her, and the principal actually told me that I was in slight trouble. It wasn't like I was in trouble, but it was like she needed to tell me something. She said, you're not like in trouble, but something you need to like stop doing is like bragging or something. I had a problem back then where I was like really full of myself, and I really hate this. I kick myself in the nuts. If I had the chance to go back and tell myself something, I would kick myself in the nuts and tell myself, you need to stop bragging on yourself, because it's not going to help you. So I had this problem where I thought I was a little bit better than everybody else. Only child problems. But anyways, at this point, I'm just like, okay, I am scared, because I'm like, Jesus, what is going on? But basically, the principal's telling me that I need to stop being full of myself. But then she actually brings us all into the office and is like, and she starts yelling at them, and she's told me before, and she's like, they're gonna start crying because they're trying to get out of it, like a manipulative situation. And I was like, okay. So I sit there, and I have a problem back then, even now sometimes, is if somebody's yelling at me, I might cry, because I can't take it when people yell at me. It's not as bad anymore, because I yell a lot more now. But back then, it was bad. I couldn't go without someone yelling at me and not crying. It was bad. So anyway, she starts yelling at them, and they kind of keep calm and composed. Everybody's all good. And at that point, you know, it's over. And it took like 3/4 of a year, even after everything was all said and done, they all had apologized, for me to really come to terms with it, you know, because that was an entire pretty much year of my life that I'll never get back in terms of like the suffering and everything. This is like, what? I'm getting trapped. I'm literally trapped at this point. Oh, it's because they're all like, you know, turds. Oh, okay, I see. But basically, that's like a year of my life I'm never gonna get back, and it just wouldn't get out of my mind. I kept referencing to it for like an entire year. I still reference to it now, but it's more of humorous references instead of like, oh, these guys bullied me, I'm such an insecure child. I've come to terms with it. I'm fine now. I've apologized. I'm actually, believe it or not, I've become really good friends with like girls too. Oh, life has a strange way of making things work. But anyways, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. I know it was like quite long in terms of like, you know, the length. It's probably like 10 minutes of me just like talking about my life. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Bye.